Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're heading to the beautiful Texas Hill Country to explore the story of New Braunfels, a town famous for its German roots, river fun, and timeless charm. But behind the tubing trips and giant water parks is a fascinating story that starts nearly 2 centuries ago, with a dream of new life in a new land. Let's dive into the history of New Braunfels, Texas. It all begins back in 1842, when a group of German nobles formed the Adelsverein, or the Society for the Protection of German Immigrants in Texas. Their goal was to create a new German colony in the Republic of Texas, which at that time was still an independent nation. Why Texas? The German economy was struggling, political tensions were rising, and Texas promised cheap land and a fresh start. The society bought a massive land grant, millions of acres, and started planning. Enter Prince Carl of Solms-Braunfels, a German nobleman chosen to lead the first wave of settlers. In 1844, he arrived in Galveston and then traveled inland, scouting for the perfect spot to start this new community. He found it at the confluence of the Guadalupe and Comal rivers, an area rich in water, timber, and fertile land. On March 21, 1845, he formally established the town, naming it New Braunfels after his home in Germany. That spring, about 100 German immigrants arrived and began building homes, mills, and roads. Just months later, a second, much larger group of over 500 settlers arrived. They faced enormous challenges: disease, rough conditions, and disputes over land. Many families lived in simple huts made of branches or rough log cabins. Still, they persevered. The settlers laid out the streets in a traditional European grid around a central plaza, which remains the heart of downtown New Braunfels today. Within just a few years, New Braunfels was booming. By 1850, it was the 4th largest city in Texas, behind only Galveston, San Antonio, and Houston. The German settlers brought with them not only their language and traditions, but also expertise in agriculture, milling, and craftsmanship. They built grist mills and sawmills along the Comal River, which was perfect for water power. The Comal Springs, the largest group of freshwater springs in Texas, provided a steady water supply that made the town unique on the Texas frontier. Religion and education were also central. Early settlers quickly built churches and established some of the first schools in Texas. In fact, New Braunfels opened one of the state's first public school systems in 1853, a point of pride that continues to this day. Through the Civil War and Reconstruction, New Braunfels remained a tight-knit community. Many German settlers were against slavery, and the town had divided loyalties during the war. Afterward, New Braunfels rebuilt and continued to thrive as an agricultural hub. In the late 1800s, the arrival of the railroad boosted trade and made it easier to ship goods like cotton, wool, and produce. It also brought more visitors, eager to experience the scenic rivers and the town's growing reputation for hospitality. One of the most enduring legacies of New Braunfels' German roots is its culture, especially the festivals, food, and music. By the early 20th century, the town's annual fairs and markets had evolved into large celebrations. In 1961, the city officially launched Wurstfest, a 10-day salute to sausage and all things German. Today it draws over 100,000 visitors from around the world who come for bratwurst, beer, polka bands, and good old-fashioned Gemütlichkeit, that special sense of warm, cheerful hospitality. New Braunfels is also home to some truly iconic attractions. In 1979, local entrepreneur Bob Landa opened Schlitterbahn, a small water park that used the natural Comal River for its rides. It's since grown into one of the world's best-known water parks, with dozens of slides and attractions. The town also boasts the Gruene Historic District, just outside New Braunfels. Once a separate cotton town, Gruene is now famous for its dance hall. Gruene Hall, built in 1878, is the oldest continually operating dance hall in Texas. Legends from Willie Nelson to George Strait have played there. Today, New Braunfels is one of the fastest growing cities in Texas. Its population has soared past 100,000 residents, drawn by the natural beauty of the hill country, the clear blue rivers, and the lively cultural scene. The city carefully balances this growth with preserving its heritage. Many original 19th century buildings still line the streets downtown. The old Sophienberg Museum, named for Prince Carl's fiancée, tells the story of those first settlers and keeps their memory alive. New Braunfels is also known for its outdoor lifestyle. The Guadalupe and Comal rivers are magnets for tubers, kayakers, and anglers. Families flock here every summer to float the rivers, picnic under cypress trees, and enjoy Texas sunshine. It's a town where you can hear German spoken at festivals, smell fresh baked strudel at local bakeries, and see children learning traditional folk dances at Wurstfest. That blend of old world traditions and new world energy is what makes New Braunfels so special. So from a dream by German nobles nearly 200 years ago, to a thriving city that celebrates its roots with music, sausage, and river adventures, New Braunfels is a place where history truly comes alive. It's a story of resilience, tradition, and a community that's never lost sight of its heritage, even as it's become one of the most popular spots in all of Texas. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this look at the history of New Braunfels, give it a like, subscribe for more stories from Texas and beyond, and drop a comment telling us your favorite thing about this hill country gem, whether it's the river floats, the old dance halls, or just a cold beer at Wurstfest. We'll see you in the next